this Nova. God dang, this is cool. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to look at. I don't even know what to look at. There's too many things to look at.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to UGUE Brothers Vlogs. Today Rob and I have an exciting day ahead of us. We're going to check out some really awesome muscle cars at the Muscle Car Showroom. Now, this is called Street Side Classics. They're gracious enough to let us go in there and film this place. Guys, you're about to see some amazing cars. It's something I personally love. I know Rob personally loves. I hope you guys personally love this too, because we're about to have some fun. Peace.
Oh,
This car,
I love it.
This car with all the modern conveniences. It has electric windows. It's got it's called double din radio right there.
That sound doesn't make your pants a little tighter. I don't know what will. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, I'm so excited about that.
I am like a kid in a candy store. This is a 72 Chevelle Super Sport. I think, you know what, I think this is a resto mod maybe. Man, this thing is beautiful, guys. Check that out. I absolutely love this car. So out of all the years of the Chevelle, this is my favorite year, the 72. I like the way the front end looks. It's just such a beautiful car to me. Matter of fact, my dad had one of these when we were growing up. It was like our family car, believe it or not, at one point. So I believe this is somewhat of a resto mod because those are not the original rims, but they're beautiful. Look at that, got the SS emblem. Look inside here. Absolutely, absolutely my dream car right here. All right, so this is the initial showroom. Now you can hear they're running an engine out there, so we're filming in here right now. Of course, we got this 57 Chevy Bel Air. Look at those awesome rims down there. Wow. Deep dish, low profile tires. And look at that awesome shifter. Plus it has, this is a resto mod too, meaning that this car is an old car with all the modern conveniences. So you see it has electric windows. It's got a, I think that's called a double din radio right there with a screen. Ranchero, I mean, I could dig driving this, but this wouldn't be my choice of cars. Still a beautiful car. See, I love the old muscle cars. Guys, this is when muscle cars ruled the streets. I mean, gas was cheap. Each year, each manufacturer tried to outdo the other by coming up with a faster, sleeker looking car. And, wow, look at this. This is a Torino Gt. Damn. You know, Rob, your dad would love that, man. Yeah. Rob's dad's a big Ford guy. And I think Rob's dad actually had a Ford Falcon and a VW bus van, too.
You remember, it was Ford Blue.
Yeah, look at this. Wow.
A lot of my childhood in it.
See, when I was a kid, these are the cars that I would see on the streets, you know. Now, if you look over here, this is, I guess, like kind of like a rat rod. Not necessarily something that I would choose, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, look at it in there. Imagine sitting in there. This is really just all engine. I think it's like based on a Model T with a huge V8 in it. 2 carburetors, Edelbrock carburetors. Wow, this is, man, this is just beautiful. Could you imagine Rob and I going on an Explorer, pulling up in this thing? And like, you guys are so under arrest.
Yep.
Wow, this thing is so nice. Again, back to my baby. I love this car. I am totally getting one of these. And this is actually a 454. Now, one thing I know for sure, that Chevelle did not have the 454 option, I don't believe, in 1972. So this is definitely not a matching numbers car. But, man, it's immaculate. All right, so then here's a newer car. Now, I like the newer cars. This is one of those Ford GT I don't know what it's called. I think it's called it's just a Ford GT, and I forget the name of this, but this is really neat. This car is so expensive, guys. I mean, we're talking about like, this is something that literally, you know, would cost as much as your house, possibly. But man, look at that. That is so cool. You guys are probably wondering who this handsome gentleman is back here. This is my buddy right here. Yes, we're coming to look for a car. Would you like to say hello to anybody on here?
Hi guys, don't know who you are, but I'm saying hello.
All right. Would you like to say anything about Street Side Classics, maybe, or anything? And you don't have to be on this. We can cut this out if you wish.
No. The finest consignment dealer in the country. We got some beautiful cars here, trucks, anything you're looking for, really.
You really, really do, man. I'm
do.
so excited to be buying a car from here real soon. Now, let me ask you, how would somebody get in touch with you guys?
You can call our number, 1-800, well, actually 1-813-501-1630. Or you can go to streetsideclassics.com and you can pull up vehicles at all 6 of our locations that way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much.
No problem.
Now, the best part is we're going to go out there. Look at that old Ford truck. Oh, man. I love that Chevelle, too. Can you tell me anything about that 72?
Oh, yeah.
Now, there's that 72 Chevelle. I'd be very interested. It's a 454. I'm assuming it's not a numbers matching car, right? I don't think they came with that engine initially.
Let me double check it. Let's see here. Big block.
Nice.
TH400 transmission, power steering, power brakes, 12-volt rear end, fresh restoration, build receipts. So I've got all the build receipts on the car.
Nice. It's a beautiful car.
And it's priced right, under 50. That's a good number for these
That
cars.
really is a good number. If that's an SS, that's a great number.
It's a beautiful car.
It really is. I like the custom wheels on that too. That's really
They're
sweet.
different. Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, like they're made for that car, you know, a little bit larger.
And the black vinyl top, I think, looks great on these cars. So
I do too. You know, the funny thing is we had that car in blue when I was a kid. That was our family car at one point, believe it or not.
Family car, huh?
That was the family car, yeah, believe it or not.
they should have put it in a barn and put a cover on it.
I really think you're right on that. Exactly. You know, I'd love to have that now.
I remember when I was a kid, not when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my very first car when I was shopping, I always wanted one of these, either a Ranchero or I wanted an El Camino. I never could find one though. It was reasonable. Ended up getting Ford F100 step side and attempting to restore it. Unfortunately, never finished it. My dad sold it, but man, these things are gorgeous. Just beautiful, beautiful car. Love this color. Man, I can't wait to get into the rest of the room. Oh yeah, look at this GT. Woohoo! Not for me though, not for me, but it is beautiful. Getting in and out of that thing would be a pain in the arse for me. Woo. 1-813-501-1630. Or you can go to streetsideclassics.com. I love this Bel Air though, man. I wouldn't mind something like this to cruise around though. I'm itching to step out here though.
Yeah, I could totally see me in that car.
Yeah?
I could see myself in a lot of these cars. Look at how beautiful they are. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Thank you so much
All right,
again.
Joe. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Streetside Classics, this is Aaron.
All right, so now we're going to go out here. Now this is, man, this is so awesome. Look at Rob's in heaven. He's like a little kid here today, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, now there's definitely exhaust fumes out here. Loud engines. See, this is the stuff I love. Now check this out. Look at this beautiful Thunderbird, bro. Now, somebody told me that this MG was worth a lot of money, which I believe, because I think this is a super rare car. Alongside it is another one, and I think this is also a very rare car. Again, my style's kind of more muscle cars. I like the rugged type stuff. This seems like I would need like a silly little hat to drive, and I'm not really into that. But check out this Ford truck. It's an old tow truck. The old MG. This is kind of cool. Again, not necessarily my style. I'd rather much have, I don't know, like that Judge right over there. Look at that. That is so awesome. Again, actually, something like this, a little too soft for me, but I would still drive that. All right, now, little story about the Judge. There was a show on TV, and it was in the, I think in the late 60s, early 70s, where they'd say, "Here comes the Judge." Pontiac adopted that name for the GTO. So several reasons why they use the Judge. One is that because each car, each year, each manufacturer was trying to outdo the other, and one of the things that they did was they're like, wow, we'll be the judge of who's fast. And of course, it mimicked the television show as well. Now, if you look at this car, this says Joe all over it. It's like, oh, oh yeah. There you go, there's a Corvette. Again, I'm not a Corvette guy. Now this I could totally dig. I had a 1979 Camaro Z28, kind of like this car. Had the same striping. It was blue with a blue stripe. This car is cool. Now this car reminds me of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, but if you did, this is the same car that Spicoli drove, and they wound up wrecking it in the movie. So it's every time I see one of these, that's what I think of. And this is, man, this is such a beautiful car to me. The problem I have with a car like this, though, is getting in and out of it, because I'm tall and it sits really kind of low. Oh, hold on a second, guys. That's a Yanko Nova. Look at that. Wow, man. That's totally my style right there. One thing may actually happen on this video. Rob and I may die from carbon monoxide poisoning from all these cars starting up in here, you know? Now, all right, again, beautiful car right here. Not my style though, you know what I mean? I mean, it's still pretty cool. This is a little bit before my time, maybe not something I'd be interested in. But then if you look over here, a couple of super sport Camaros. Now this is straight up beautiful, look at that. See, Rob's more of a Ford guy. I'm more of a GM guy, Chrysler guy. But I love the Fords too. There's a Mustang Rob's checking out. But check this out, man. I could totally get into this. Not totally crazy about the interior. This, I don't know what it's called. And again, I'm sorry about all the noise, guys. You're gonna have to deal with engine sounds in here. Carbon monoxide. Smells like gas. But anyway, this car is amazing. And then of course right next to it is a 427 Super Sport Camaro. I believe this is a 1968, maybe a 69. Let's take a look at that. Let's see. 69. So cool. Oh man, I don't know. I love cars. I do. But damn, do I love trucks. Yeah. Gorgeous Camaro.
my God. Like I said, I don't even know what to look at. There's so much here. There's so much here. Oh, and like my heart's racing. Oh, I do love a Mustang though. I do love a Mustang. 1971 Ford Mustang. 4-speed. Beautiful color. Oh my God. Oh, this one actually comes with the factory build sheet, maintenance records. That's cool. And still has the owner's manual. Look how gorgeous that is inside. Oh my God. This is awesome.
$60,000. Now this is an SS tribute car, so it's not a legitimate SS, still $45,000. And I forget what they call this interior, it escapes me. This one has the same type of interior. I think they call that something tooth, or I forget. And then here is a Nova, it's a Super Sport. Totally get into this car, it's not my favorite. I mean, I like it, it's a beautiful car, but again, I'm leaning more towards Camaros, Chevelles. That's kind of my thing. This is absolutely beautiful. And that's a 1966 Nova. Alright, so I could drive this. This would be pretty cool. I'm looking at this car, I'm thinking Risky Business. You guys ever see Risky Business with Tom Cruise? This is the car right here. And actually, this is $33,000. Jeez. Of course, we got a T-bucket over here. Guys, it's so noisy in here. I'm so very sorry. I could get into this. 327 Chevelle Convertible. It's not a Super Sport, I don't believe. What an amazing car now. I remember my uncle had something like this. It wasn't a convertible. But man, look at this. Imagine sitting there shifting those gears. Got the tachometer up there. I mean, this car is just, this car is sweet as can be. And again, the old style Corvette. I like it. I don't think I would personally love driving this myself. Just really not something that I could foresee myself driving. Now, look at this. This is 57 Chevrolet station wagon. It's not a Nomad because it has 4 doors. But it's what they call a gasser, I believe. These cars are called gassers. And if you notice, they take the front end of these cars and they put leaf springs on the front, give it that high rake in the front, lower rake in the back. And I think these are cars that you would have seen racing on the quarter-mile strip back probably in the 60s. Kind of an interesting concept. These are all custom. And again, I would, instead of having a custom car, see, I'd be more inclined to get this right here. If I was going to get an El Camino, the SS El Camino, it's in this canary yellow. I mean, this I could totally get into driving. This is badass. And it's a 4-speed. Oh man, this is so much fun to drive. Imagine looking down that hood while you drive. I mean, this is so, oh man, I'm like a kid in a candy store in this place, guys. And then of course, this looks like a race car to me. This is a Camaro, early 70s Camaro. I mean, it's cool. It definitely has a tube frame on it, I think, or an altered frame. It's probably extremely fast. This is really made for racing. You really would never drive this on the highway. Pretty cool. I love the style of this car. I would not buy this car because really it's only set up for racing. I want something that, you know, I can drive. I don't want something that's just going to sit around and, you know, take it to the drag strip. That's really not something that would be worth it to me. So being that we're looking for a muscle car, I mean, this is the place to come. These guys are great. All these cars that you see here are actually consignment cars. Look at that, that's a beauty right there. This to me, I don't know, man, it's an ugly car. It's a Ford, but I just don't like the style. Now this, I could totally get into this. An old Charger. Man, look at that. The thing I like about the Chryslers is back then they used to, I think Looney Tunes actually spawned, like they purchased the rights to Looney Tunes, and then they came up with cars like this. This is a Super Bee, but they had the Roadrunner and the horn you beep, and it would actually go meep meep like the Roadrunner. They had these crazy colors. I think this is called Plum Crazy. I think this is what they called this car. And you know, the crazy thing is I remember these on the road. That's how old I am. These cars were on the road when I was a kid, like daily drivers, you know? Now they're rare collectibles. And I actually have a toolbox at home that's got that little sticker on it. I think it's called the Scat, it was something called the Scat Pack or something like that. I have a toolbox that came with one of these cars. Now look at this, the Super Bee. The Super Bee is nice. You could get this car with a 426 Hemi engine, max wedge Hemi. Just a cool car. I can see the back of the seat has come off on both sides over here. It obviously has been repainted, you can tell that. This is a 383 car. Just a beautiful car, really. Now this car right here, this Camaro, is something that I looked at and I was interested in buying this. However, the guy was telling me that there's been so many modifications to this car, it's more or less a racing car, you know. And if you notice, the front's really lowered, the rake of the car is very angled. But man, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful car. This is, I believe it's a 396. Yep, Super Sport 396 Camaro. And of course you have another Corvette here again. Sorry for you Corvette lovers, I'm not a Corvette lover. I mean, this is a cool car, but this seems like something that I take to the country club. I'm more of a guy that, you know, I don't know, I'd rather drive an old beat up truck or a really cool muscle car than something fancy. There's not really much fancy about me. Like this I could get into too. Look at this old Dodge. I think this is probably a 440 car. And if you check out in there, it's got what they call the pistol grip shifter. Looks like a gun handle. Yeah, and it is. I was right. Look, it's a 440 Magnum car. If you notice, the hood it's got a flat black and then a shiny black. The reason why that is the theory was that if you had a flat black hood, you would actually not get as much sun glare if you raced the car. And of course it looks super cool too, so that was the theory behind it. So if you see the cars, the muscle cars with the flat black hood, that's the reason behind it supposedly. And again, I remember these cars on the road when I was a kid. I remember you could buy a car like this, no kidding, when I was in high school for probably $500. Sorry guys, I'm coughing, I still have the cold, and then on top of it I'm breathing in noxious fumes.
Oh yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I feel high from this. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Look at those tires on the back of this Chevy truck again. Those are like 50s or something. Those are wide. Pretty cool. I would drive this just for fun, but I like the style of the truck. I like these square body Chevrolets. Just a nice looking truck to me. This is a car from Mr. Bailey. Now this is a Ford Falcon. Again, it's a resto mod, as you notice here. It's got the door handle delete. It's got the code that you'd put on the newer Fords to get in. So what's cool about something like this, if you look at the dashboard, everything's modern on this car with the old car look. It's got four-wheel disc brakes. Again, it's got the flat black hood again. So it's got the shiny black and then the flat black. Rob's dad had a car just like this, actually, and he talks about it often. Man, it'd be really cool, Rob, if we could get your dad that car someday, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? Again, that looks like a Nova, but it's a version of a Nova made by Pontiac. I think it's called Pontiac Venture or something like that. I forget. I remember those cars on the road. Never really liked them. This style Camaro, it's pretty nice, but I'd much rather have like that black Camaro over there. I like that style a little bit better. Still a cool looking car. Man, I'm just having so much fun. Alright, so as we were talking about, Looney Tunes sponsored these cars. This is the Plymouth Roadrunner. This car, if you beep the horn, it sounds just like the Roadrunner. It goes meep meep. And as you can see, the Roadrunner's right there. There's the Roadrunner. How cool is that, huh? Now, if you notice, one other thing too, back in the 60s, they used to put red stripes on the tires, red line stripes instead of white. And Hot Wheels actually mimicked that and came out with the Redline series of cars initially. So what you're looking at here is a reproduction of the Redline tire to make the car look original. And as you can see, it's got this the Chrysler came up with these crazy colors. I could tell right away the car is not original. The shifter doesn't have the pistol grip shifter on it, which would have came with this car, I believe. Still, what a cool car to have. I mean, I could totally get into this. Parking this thing is a boat though, let me tell you. This is a long car. And ooh, these fumes are getting to me. Alright, Corvette Stingray. Alright, now, I said I don't really like Corvettes that much, but something like this I could get into. This is I think a mid-60s Corvette as opposed to the country club looking 50s Vettes. And every time I look at a car like this, I always think of Dead Man's Curve, Jan and Dean. I think Jan crashed in one of these cars and almost died. And they made a movie about it called Dead Man's Curve. Oddly enough, they had a song called Dead Man's Curve too, which was almost like a premonition to the car wreck in one of these Corvettes. Check it out, guys, if you're interested. And I know I'm talking a lot. That's because I'm so excited. This is so great for me. Alright, so we're gonna move on a little bit. Again, the Corvettes. Pretty nice. So if it was up to me, again, to do a Corvette comparison, look at that compared to that. Now, that's a nice Corvette, don't get me wrong, but I'd love to have something like this, more so than that. Just my opinion. And then, of course, Chevelle Ss. Now, this is definitely not an original factory car, but man, what a cool looking car is this, right? Again, this is a 1971. You know how you can tell that? The side marker lights here have this little line through it, and in 1972 they omitted that line, so that's how you tell the difference between a 71 and 72 Chevelle. This is pretty sweet. Next to it is the 70 Chevelle. As you can see, very different front ends. Very nice car. It's got the cowl induction hood. And then, of course, look at this. Burnt orange Chevelle Ss 1970. Now, this is a resto mod. This is not a factory original Chevelle, how it would have came out of the factory. It looks like it is, but there's been total restore on this car with all new parts, and basically it's like a new car with the old car look, as I was mentioning. And then that is beautiful too. Look at that. That's the earlier Chevelle. I think this is a 66 Super Sport Chevelle. Look at that, SS. And man, this car just, wow. Love it. Absolutely love it. And then of course, you go into the 1980s, right? Or this is a 78, I think. Trans Am. I remember in high school, these cars ruled the road, man. This is what to have. And you know, if you look at the dashboard, it was, you know, again, the 70s and 80s, you know, it was more about flash. These cars really didn't have as much power as the Chevelle, I don't think, but they were made to look extremely amazing, as you can see. And look at that car, it's just beautiful. It has the eagle on the hood. This is the same year of the Smokey and the Bandit car, I think. And again, guys, sorry, the fumes in here are atrocious. And of course, here's another 1966 Chevelle Ss. Again, the idea of the muscle car back then was gas was cheap, these cars were powerful, you know, and each year the car manufacturer tried to outdo the other car manufacturer with something better, a little faster. And man, this is just one beautiful car. And I'm totally being biased while I walk around here, just so you know. I'm totally looking at cars that I like. Mustang, I mean, this is okay. But you know what? It seems more like it'd be made for, I don't know, it just doesn't fit my personality, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful car. Alright, again, the newer Corvette's pretty cool. I drive that. But honestly, my personality, I'd rather drive this. What a sweet ride. And then of course right behind it, this is probably like an 81, I think. Pace car. Official turbo pace car, Trans Am. I remember watching these cars. I remember watching these cars in the NASCAR circuit. They were the pace cars, and it's pretty smart of Pontiac to do that because they could advertise their car. They only made a certain amount of these cars, so this is a rare car. You can see it's not in perfect condition. It's obviously been taken care of, but it's been driven, it's been used. But it's a very unique car. You really can't get these cars hardly ever anymore. And then of course this one has the eagle on the hood, and it's like breathing fire or something like that. It's pretty cool. This is a Chevelle, another Chevelle 71. Again, the marker lights indicate that line through it, which indicates that it's a 71. And then, all right, guys. So, all right, this is really cool. Somebody really did a unique thing with this car. They took a Chevelle station wagon, put the cowl induction hood. I don't know how they got this, but it says 502 on it. They hot rodded it out. Imagine as a kid, like getting picked up in school, and your dad or mom pulls up in this awesome ride, and it's a station wagon. Very cool. I mean, I would drive this. I like station wagons. When I was a kid, my family had a Ford Country Squire station wagon that had like wood grain, fake wood grain on the side. It had a seat in the back that you could fold out and really look out the back window. And then on top of that, it also had, I think it had like a sunlight or skylight, I'm sorry, a sunroof on it or something like that. So anyway, man, I would drive this. This I would drive. I think Rob would drive this too. Now, all right, Rob, so listen, all right, so we didn't give Ford much credit, but man, there's a badass Ford 390 right here, convertible. Look at this. All right, so again, I'm not a huge Ford person, but man, this is some sweet car. It's the 390 engine.
That's all I've ever owned.
Look at that. So again, each car now, each car manufacturer tried to come out with a faster, more sleek-looking car than the other car manufacturers. And I think this was Ford's answer maybe to the Chevelle back then. And then again, how can you forget the '64 Impala? I always think of Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke when I see this, because this was the car they drove. Not as nice as this, but one of these '64 Impalas. And of course you got the Corvette over here. Sounds pretty nice. Jeep. Alright, now this is my style too. A 1960, I think this is a 66 Gto Convertible. I had one of these. It's a 4-speed, it's beautiful. It honestly looks maybe like it's been repainted, but it doesn't look like it's been restored. The interior looks pretty original, and looks like this was just a well taken care of car. And again, the 454 truck. Hey! Alright. And then check this out. This is beautiful. Another Chevelle Ss 396, 1966, I believe. Now, this video is going to be on the vlog channel, guys. There's so many cool cars here. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. This is Street Side Classics. It's here right really by our house, and yeah, they have such beautiful cars. What I'm told is that they're on consignment here. I think this is I don't think this is a legit Shelby 350 GT, but I think it's made to look like one. And the reason why I say that, it's only $57,000. If this was a legit GT 350 Shelby, it would probably be over $100,000 easily, I would imagine. Nice. See, I love these cars as, you know, 4 speeds. And of course, there's a couple of Porsches, MGs. Not my bag, baby. Could you imagine trying to pull up the driveway with your bumper that low, man? What? Alright, so now there's another row of cars. Now, when I was a kid, guys, I absolutely, positively loved Herbie the Lovebug, and I thought all Volkswagens were real. Like, really alive. And how can you resist that face? Look at that face. But it's such a sweet car. This is, I think this is an 80-something. Yeah, what year does it say on the windshield, Rob? It's an 81 or something? Oh, it's a 79? Okay. Don't worry, Herbie, I love you. I'm not going to touch you because we're not allowed to touch. I'll come rescue you, Herbie, I promise. Alright, now, Corvette, not really my thing. Toyota, no thanks. What you're hearing is the tires on these cars, like on this cement. It makes so much noise. It's crazy. Look at this Buick Special. This is an unmolested car. This is an original car, you could just tell. Look at the cool patina on it. Somebody really loved and cared for this car. Matter of fact, the rims look like they were never even painted on this. I mean, this is cool. Again, I wouldn't be driving this myself because, you know, I'm not 83 years old, but it's a pretty cool car. I drive this, and then look at that. That's a modern muscle car. Yeah, that's pretty badass. Rob, this is Rob's style right here. The old Lincoln. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rob could come pulling up, got a big fat cigar hanging out of his mouth. Oh, yeah. Joseph, I need to talk to you, sir.
I like this guy right here. I mean, that's kind of cool. It's kind of slick right here.
Yeah, it is. I think this is, now if you notice, now I'll show you something. See these lights right here? Mm-hmm. They're from a Volkswagen.
Oh, really? This
is a kit car that you could buy, that you could produce, and it's made to look like, I think, I could be wrong, but maybe a Duesenberg, an Auburn Cord Duesenberg, so I don't know. But if you look at the Volkswagen that I just filmed, it had the same lights on the fenders as this. And I don't know, this seems a little cheesy to me. I don't know if I'd want this. I don't know. And it's a Ford drivetrain. It's probably a Ford Mustang GT. Look at the instrument panel, and the seats are from a Ford Mustang GT.
Yeah.
How about that? Might as well just buy a GT and look cool instead. I wouldn't want to drive this around. I'd feel like a pretentious asshole for real. You know, pulling up in this thing. Hey Rob, there's another Lincoln over here now. This is pretty cool. Alright, so this is a Rolls Royce, I believe, or a Bentley. This is a Bentley, my bad. This is a Bentley. Now this is a cool car, but this says, I am an egotistical jerk-off. This car says, you know what, I got style and class. Look at this, this is cool.
The newer ones of these even have like the star roofs, like the lights on the inside.
Yeah, now I could drive this. You know, that's, the Rolls Royce I think is so much better than the Bentley. That's pretty cool. Our chauffeur just pulled up, so Rob and I, you know, we make so much money on these YouTube videos that this is our chauffeur, and let me take a look. This is pretty cool.
I asked him to make sure we had
Rolls Royce.
champagne and sandwiches.
Right. Pretty cool. This poor guy's on. Thank you, chauffeur. We were waiting for you to pull up, and you made it just in time. This car's beautiful, man. Alright. I'd still rather have a muscle car. Yeah, I don't want to refinance my house for this one. I'm good. So, we're running out. Oh, I love that Duster. Look at that. To me, these are one of the nicest looking cars. I think they're very streamlined. If you look, the Duster actually has like the Tasmanian Devil on it, spitting dust. Again, these cars were sponsored by the Looney Tunes. So, it's kind of interesting fact about these cars. Interesting tidbit. Something like this is really cool. I notice it's got a Hurst shifter in there. What I like about the Chrysler products that they were making back then is they always had these real streamlined looking cars, and I love the crazy graphics they put on them. Like for example, right here, look at this. This is a 446 pack. And I think this is a Roadrunner, Plymouth Roadrunner. Yeah, it is. And if you notice, it's got the functioning hood. And if it pops up, I think there's a picture of something on here. Like a little Tasmanian Devil or something, I forget. But, man, this is cool. And this is what they called the strobe on these cars. This was called the strobe graphic. And I just think these cars are absolutely beautiful. And then of course we have this here. Now, I don't know about the colors myself. Don't get me wrong, I would drive the hell out of this thing, but yeah, this is totally resto mod, and this is a Dodge Challenger. Pretty cool. And then this here makes me think of my dad. We had a 1965 Chevy Impala just like this, convertible, when I was a kid. And I remember that from these taillights because my brother and I were playing baseball in the yard and a baseball hit the taillight and broke it, and my dad flipped out. We tried to hide it, pretend that we didn't do it. Obviously this car is completely redone. It indicates that it's a Super Sport Edition. I really don't know that to be true or not, but it is a real beautiful car.
This is a true SS car.
It is, so just found out, it is a true SS car. And then of course, man, back to the El Camino. Now this has the front end of a Chevelle. It's a beautiful car. I mean, I could totally get into this. The concept of it's pretty interesting, right? It's a car pickup. And if you notice, it's got the SS emblem on the steering wheel, the cowl induction hood. It indicates this is a 454 car, bro. Damn. And then of course, it has the Chevelle front end, the SS. Now one thing, if you notice, when you look back on this video and you see the Chevelles that are not the El Camino, the fenders are different. They're more concave. And this is because this is a more streamlined body on this car. But the front end, the grille and everything and the hood are all the same as the 70s Chevelle Ss on this one. And man, we could just have so much fun. We can go on for hours here, guys, but we're not going to.
Right there.
Rob likes this.
That 250.
Oh yeah, I thought Rob was talking about this. This is sweet. This is 390 Ford. But look at this. All right, I could see you in this, bro. I could see you doing this.
Oh yeah.
You know what this truck says? This truck says F you and then some, doesn't it? Right? Look at this truck. You get out of this truck, you know you got a big sack hanging between your legs. You can cut that part out. Now this car here to me it's cool, but it's ugly. Look at the front end of this. I wouldn't want this. Oldsmobile. Oh yeah?
Yeah. It was puke green. It's disgusting.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that truck.
See, man, okay, so my favorite cars are going to be one, that Trans Am over there, the black Z28, all the Chevelles, the El Caminos, definitely this Roadrunner.
I'm always partial.
Yeah. How do you not like the Roadrunner? That rascally, wily coyote's always trying to get him. Blow him up with the Acme bombs, remember that?
I absolutely adore El Caminos. That's what I like. El Camino or Ranchero. You can never find them in there. The windshield.
Yeah. Now check this out. This is cool. I mean, they're asking $17,000 for this, so there must be something really magical about this truck, because this is like a $500 truck with a lot of miles on it to me, but I could be wrong.
My dad had this, not the XLT. It was in blue.
Let's see if I got a response. All right, so anyway, I think we're gonna wrap this up. These guys are amazing, guys. If you're looking for a muscle car, they will deliver. Well, they will. I can't say they're going to deliver the car for you, but I understand people all over the world buy these cars. They have companies that they work with that can ship them for you. They're just beautiful cars. They're all consignment cars. As you can see, they're beautiful cars, and as you can see, guys, this is a cool place. They're nice people, and you know, the theme of buying a muscle car, this is where it come. I trust these guys. They're very nice. They're knowledgeable, and it's really, really super fun being here. Again, I'm kind of leaning towards something like this. I just love the look of this car. I mean, maybe it's a little cheesy, but I just really think that these cars are amazing. I love them. It brings back memories for me, and I don't know. I just love the Z28 this year, between 79 and 81. I always thought they were just fantastic, good-looking cars. And then, here you go. Now, I don't know if this is a real Yanko Deuce, but man, what a cool car. And it actually indicates Yanko here, so it very well could be. We'll read here. Oh, it says Yanko Tribute, so this is not the real deal, guys. Still, it would be something you could drive everywhere. And to me, it wouldn't matter. Like, if I get an SS car, I want it to be a legit SS, but the Yanko edition of this car, it really wouldn't matter to me. I mean, a Yanko Nova would probably be, gosh, over 100,000 maybe. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. And of course, we got the Nova SS. This is like a race car. Pretty amazing. Again, I'm looking for something that I drive every day. This is not a daily driver by any means. And then again, this is Mustang, like a 72 or 73. I mean, I like it. I wouldn't choose that car myself, but to each his own, I suppose. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here, and let me thank these guys for letting us film their wonderful shop. And till next time, guys, peace.
Oh my gosh, this has been such a freaking fantastic day. Absolutely one of the best days